You're not going to break free until you stop caring about what people got to say about you. When you begin to understand that and know who you are and begin to move in that love that you have within, making sure that you're moving in good intentions with all that you do, integrity. When you begin to live that life and be an example, when you didn't build yourself up that much to be pleasing in the ways, in the eyes of the Most High, don't you realize that is at its highest state of existence? So no one else's opinions about you really matter when you know that the Most High is proud of you, right? When you know you've been moving in His ways, right? At the end of the day, you have to understand that that's where your true power comes. Your true power comes from the Most High. That's the reason why you have the breath of life inside of you. When you begin to really sit on that and see that for yourself, the reason why you have breath in your body, because of the Most High. And that's grace. And that's mercy. When you begin to really understand of being a great servant, the question is, who do you serve out here? And ultimately, when you begin to really see what side people are truly on, unknowingly, again, and unknowingly, right? Because people feel as if they don't have the strength to follow the commandments and things like that. I didn't heard this before, that people don't have the strength to actually follow the commandments, right? Not realizing that you're following these commandments to the best of your ability, and if you fall, repent and keep it moving until you begin to break away from those bad habits and things that you're not supposed to be doing, because it's not pleasing to the Most High. When you begin to move and realize that you want the Most High to be proud of you, right? Realizing that everybody's deeds is on the forefront, whether they realize it or not. Everything is on record. No one's getting away with anything, right? You begin to understand that in all that you do, and because we are still existing, even in this present moment, with everything we've ever done in our lives, and we're still here, that is love. And the Most High still giving you a chance to correct your ways. That's love. For you to surrender to the Most High, that's love. Right? You gotta really examine your life and how you've been moving. The question becomes, are you truly happy? Most of the time, people are numbing themselves with artificial, substances and things that's going, or people, places, and things that temporarily making you feel good. Temporary provisions making you feel good for that moment. And then when you go home within yourself, you trying to really realize and figure out why you're still not happy, right? And the reason why you're not happy is because you have to gain that connection back to the Most High. That's where your love comes from, right? That's where your true love, divine love, come from. And you want to feel a glimpse of that feeling in this earthly plane, family. That requires you to connect back to who you truly are. The reason why it's not working, the reason why you feel angry, because you're not connecting back, right? That's the reason. There's no other reason. It's quite simple. And I learned that to be quite simple, because as much as we struggle and we battle and we fight with ourselves about all these things that we have to change, right? And all these things we have to break from and stop tuning our minds into the nonsense and the chaos of it all. We begin to turn off the TV. We begin to turn off the programming in our minds. And we begin to see things and how we truly see it for ourselves. That's when your gifts begin to come to the surface. And you begin to shine your light brightly, because guess what, family? It's needed in these days and times. It's needed in this world. Because people are, I have to say this, straight up lost out here. In order to be found, family, you have to move in the ways of the Most High, because the Most High has created you to do so. That is your true way of life. You have a way of life. People be acting like, okay, or talking about our black culture and things like that, be going in on that. That is not our true culture. This created black culture in this industries of things. That's not our true culture, created with, in the music industry. This black culture. That's not our culture. Our culture doesn't destroy ourselves. Our culture doesn't be having us moving out here all naked and stuff. You know what I mean? Treating each other like trash. We ain't loving each other. We don't even care about each other. People always trying to scheme and get one on someone. That's not our culture. Us walking around degrading ourselves, that's not our culture. Us walking around in the image of the beast is not our culture. Stop lying to yourselves. That is not the ways of the Most High. That is the ways of, being in that image of the beast. That's that way, yeah. That's the devil's playground. Oh, and they play many games, right? To keep you trapped here, to trap your soul here in this room. The question is, do you really want to be here? Wake up. Do you really want to be here? Do you? If not, then you got work to do with changing your way and getting back to the ways that you ordained to live. I know we have forgot, family, but it's time for us to remember once again. It's time for us to break the spell and stop living this destructive lifestyle that's only set to destroy us all. When you begin to understand, this is what deep down all of us, really deep down want, love, love, right? You want love. But for some reason, you can't seem to find it anywhere, right? It's for convenience. People think sex is love, lust. Oh, I love you type of love. And then the next minute, you want some other stuff type of love. That's not love. Love is sweet. Love is kind. Love is compassion. Love is looking out. Love is speaking the truth, even when it hurts. Love is not pretending. Love is real. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to tell you the truth because I love you. That's love. But, people feel some type of way, and that's okay. But you know what? I'm still going to move in that love because that's what I'm supposed to do. Because that's who I am. And when you begin to move in truly who you are and stop letting people make you feel any type of way, make you feel crazy about how you feel about how you're feeling at that present moment. Question, family, why is it when you feel how you feel, people want to make it seem like it's not real? It don't exist, right? But in reality, if you feeling like this, then it does. The question is, what's causing it? Is it you? Or is it someone else? Is the choices you're making, the decisions you're deciding to make in your life, what is it? Because it comes from something. It's a cause, and there is an effect. And when you begin to understand that, we have to stop fighting, pointing finger. We've all done things that we may not share, right? Nobody out here perfect, right? It's time to stop pretending. It's time to make some noise. It's time to speak the truth. Stop holding it in. Because that's the reason why we're still in this same situation that is playing out in these days and times right now. We got to stop lying about how you feel. And we have to start speaking it out to the world. All y'all know is what y'all see, right? But when you begin to look deeper within on why things are playing out the way that they are, as far as what is being promoted out here in these days and times, what you're tuning yourself into, what TV shows you're tuning in, what programming is put on the TV, what commercials are being played, all conditioning your mind to think a certain way, to be a certain way, to feel like that's what you need to be out here buying, an image of beauty, whatever you like to call it. When none of these things is actually good for your health and your body. Everything that comes from the earth is for us. And we begin to take those blinders off. To begin to understand and begin to start taking care of ourselves. Making sure that we're intaking plenty of water. When you begin to understand why I always bring up water, because, 70% of your body is made up, or 75% is made up your body, mostly water. And when you begin to see this, you need much water to cleanse yourself. And that's when you begin to get the glow, because you cleansing yourself. And also, it's not just about the water. You got to make sure you're getting your fruits and your vegetables in as well. You got to make sure you're out here getting your herbs in as well, family. And you also got to make sure that you getting back in the ways of the Most High. Breaking away those bad habits. Becoming lighter, not heavier. And that meat does, family, it does keep you heavier. As you begin to understand, you should research meat and what it does to the body. Check it out. When you begin to understand what has happened to us as a people, and we've been lied to about everything, and that form of success that they want to play out and make you go off and chase that money. Honey. The lies people dwell. You ain't got to chase money. You create it by your gifts. The only way you're going to be able to see your gifts is you got to be true to yourself and what you are. And the Most High will bring those gifts out of you. When you begin to really walk in that and live that. The gifts will begin to come out regardless, because you're in tune. We just have to stop fighting and just be who we are. And when you begin to stop caring about the opinions of the world, and you begin to care more about and making sure that it's all about what the Most High says, now you're moving on up into the planes of existence. Now you're getting on up there. Because that's what is going to need it for you to break away. This is a spiritual experience in life. This whole shit, people ask, what is life? Life is a spiritual experience. And you realize what plane you're on, which is, again, what our master teacher told us, which is the lowest plane by it being physical. You begin to understand that you got work to do to get back up into the, the gases. Light being, When you begin to understand that you got work to do here, and that requires you to show love. And I'm not talking about that fake love. You should be able to see that love, be that love, and creating that love all around you by your words, thoughts, and actions and deeds. You should be able to see that love in people. Not to say that love sometimes doesn't express form of anger or, all of that. Yeah. Sometimes it get like that. But just know that it's still love. It's still all love. And as long as you ain't harming nobody, you ain't speaking ill on nobody, it's still all love. And you gotta remember, the Most High fights your battles. You don't have to do anything but stay in alignment. That is all. And once you begin to see that, following His ways, once you begin to see that, everything else, the 9 ether forces will work with you. When you begin to start to do your part, you got to start helping yourself. And once you begin to help yourselves out here, that's when the help will come. But guess what, family? What people don't realize is the help is already here. Our master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. L., has come to bring us the whole truth, right? All the noble prophets that came down, right? All the great teachers that came down to teach us, right? They let us know what's up. So we have the knowledge. The question is, are we living it? Are we learning from it? Are we learning from our history, our true history? Or are we still cycling it back? And we don't want to let the past continue to keep repeating itself. We got to let things become new. Because again, family, we got to let go of the old to bring in the new. Aren't y'all sick of that? That's why it's required to wake up from this dead sleep state. That's why it's required to be awakened in the journey. You have to be awakened. Because if not, you won't see. You'll be blind. You'll be deaf. You'll be dumb. And I've been dumb. And I've been blind. And I've been deaf. And I did not like that. When you begin to understand, the Most High wants you to know. The Most High wants you to be aware. Wants you to start paying attention to the things around you and what's truly causing your pain and your suffering out here. And we are our worst enemy, family. So it all goes back to us. The Most High has given us the tools, all the scriptures. And guess what, family? Religions were set to divide us all into different sects. Different schools of thought. So we'll be confused out here. But in reality of it all, we are all one. All of the prophets who came down and give us a message that we needed at that particular time, that's just what it was. We're supposed to take that with us. We're all calling on different names in different languages. It's still all the same. One source, the Most High. And the beings to help procreate us, the Anunnaki, the Neteru, the Elohim. It's all us. Anciently, it goes back to Egypt, where Yahshua, omnipotent Jesus, Tammuz, Haru, Horus, were taught, right? And we begin to understand this and where everything came from. And the reason why is very important for us to know these things. So we can start moving on our way. And begin to open up the doors to the first heaven. On up into the higher realms of existence. You can do that right here and now. By creating your heavens here on earth. So when the time comes, you go right up into the higher realms of existence, where the Most High wants you to be. But you got lessons to learn, and it's up to us to help others be awakened to their true power within. Because again, family, by us being our worst enemy out here, we have to begin to start to spread the highest frequency out here. And family, whether y'all know it or not, that's love. And once you begin to understand truly how you should be moving out here, which is love, no matter what race you are, it's all love. Remember, family, once people get to understand their true identity here on this planet and realizing that people can all get back to the Most High, right? No matter who you are, right? You can all get back. And you will. But it determines what decision you make, what choice you make each and every day to choose to live your life in the Most High's ways. And realizing that you have responsibility for how you move. And again, family, the journey is raw. So you move how you want to move. But just know that through the steps of it all, it's about moving in the ways of the Most High. And as you continue to keep cleansing and keep cleansing, like I always say, cleanse, cleanse, cleanse. As you continue to keep cleansing, stripping it all away, and then you begin to see your true self, who you are, stripping it all away, cleansing yourself. Your latent powers begin to come to the surface. Your third eye will begin to open, and the Most High, you will know without a shadow of a doubt that the Most High is walking with you, because you begin to see clearly. You know, the Elohim, the Anunnaki, the Neteru, you know, your family. And you'll be able to connect back and communicate and get back into. And when the time comes, your ship will be ready. And you will see, again, New Room. For sure. Because the Most High begin to show you things that no man can show you. only the Most High. When you begin to truly listen, because that's what's going to be required too. Let me just say this: as much as how long it took me to do things, it took years. As long as how long it took me to do certain things, every level or level up that I went through, that I was battling with letting go of bad habits and things like that. It was like the longer ever it took me to do those things, long as when I do it, when I let go of something, that's when beautiful things begin to happen. That's when more of the communication begins to enhance more, when I begin to see more vividly, when you begin to let your higher senses be free. And yeah, your crown chakra opening, woo woo, that's beautiful. And let me just say this too. Our master teacher, Dr. Malachi, taught us, as we begin to do all of that. That's why it's so important to be fed in the scriptures, because that's going to be your protection when you begin to tap into those type of things. People think that, oh, it's, a certain type of ritual or certain things you have to do certain things. This is just my experience, and I'm just telling y'all. Okay. When the Most High sees you doing what you know you need to be doing, there is no ritual for me to get my third eye open. When I begin to move in the way to the Most High, and the Most High sees me doing what I'm doing, and know that my heart is sincere, and I'm moving because I know what I'm doing. I'm moving because I want to do it. I'm moving because this is my life, right? He knows when I'm serious, right? This is what it is, and I'm moving in that way, right? The Most High will begin to help you, right? And will begin to open it up for you. They will begin to open it up for you. You don't have to necessarily do anything for it to be open. The Most High will begin to open it up for you. And just know, when you do that, though, you have to be well fed in the scriptures, right? You see how much knowledge that I'm putting out. This is knowledge of lifetime information you're going to be studying. Sometimes you even go back and read again, and you pick up on things that you didn't see before as you continue to keep going, in it all, right? So it's always a learning experience in this life. And as you begin to really see that that's what's going to build your protection up, because of everything that you took in, everything that you digested, everything that you ate up. So it's in you, right? And through time, as you begin to walk into your true calling of things on this planet, it'll begin to come out of you like water. And you begin to do what you came here to do, right? But you have to remove that fear. That's why love conquers fear. And that's why it's so important to move in that. Because if you're moving in love and you standing, you choosing your side, because it is a side. Whether people realize it or not. People can skedaddle and try to say, oh, act like they didn't know or didn't see anything. Oh, just know the Most High knows that you see certain things, And even if you didn't know, it's still a cost, because you didn't, see, because you didn't ask. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. You have to start talking to the Most High. He's our true provider. That is the reason why we're even existing, and you're even hearing me speak right now. That is the reason why you're here. So begin to trust the Most High in all that you do in your journey, and you begin to move in His way. Beautiful things begin to happen. Open doors. The windows of heaven open. Everything works in your favor and for your highest good. You begin to see that in people's lives. And we're not talking about material possessions. We're just talking about in proper alignment. No, you're not perfect. I have to keep saying this. Yes, you make mistakes. Yes, I still make mistakes. No, I'm not perfect. But as long as I continue to keep walking on my path and repenting on the things that I know deep down that I wasn't supposed to be doing, and you keep walking no matter what, and you don't give up on yourself, and you show love to yourself, and you're going to spread that love to others, and you give back. And you spread that love to the world. Let them know that love does exist, family. Sometimes I argue. Sometimes I yell. Oh, yeah. I get so mad. That is something I have to work on. For sure. But it doesn't mean that because I've done things, that is over, and you just couldn't, be in alignment because you got mad. Like, what? If you check out the true story of Jesus, and also in the scriptures, right? It says that he got mad and flipped over tables. So that's showing, a expression of anger, right? So y'all have to understand and really check out the true story of the Messiah, the true story of Jesus. He didn't come to play. And he let his words be known. He let his words be known. And he always referencing back the Father in all that he does. Everything he does. He's about his Father's business. And that is all. So once people begin to see that, you begin to see people, who they are and, who's who. Right? By how people move. Right? You have a lot of gatekeepers out here. My question becomes, how is it that the right knowledge is going to get out into the world if people don't actually put it out? I don't understand. As you begin to see who's putting out the knowledge, you begin to see whose side people on, clear as day. You begin to understand and see who's telling the truth or not by how they move and how they live their life. Who's being honest? Who's expressing themselves honestly? Who's expressing themselves and their mistakes sometimes and what they do. Who's parading around being so-called perfect, right? Acting like they don't do nothing, we perfect out here. What? The lies people tell. Or I'm this and I'm that. You should check out The Book of the Mind by our master teacher, Dr. Malachi. Because when you realize that you are not your body, you are not the labels that you call the status, the identification, and so many more. When you begin to understand that we are all we have, and if you about saving souls, as far as what do I mean by saving souls? Giving the things that they need to save themselves is what I meant by that. Because that's what our master teacher, Dr. Malachi, said to do. He said, spread the right knowledge. And don't let fear get in between all that. Because that will be our biggest downfall if people don't start moving in love. The message is we have to save ourselves. We are all we have. Wake up. So, know, family, that this message is out of love. And I love y'all more than y'all will ever know. And the things that I go through, all the things that I deal with on a day-to-day, for you all, is so much love. And it's not easy. But I know for sure that the Most High is with me. And I am not walking alone. They're all around me. And I just know that when you guys begin to be that love for yourself and others, and begin to spread the love of the Most High, that divine love that's inside all of us, the reason why we're here and existing now, in the times and these days in this world that we're living in, when you begin to really see that and stop playing around that life is a joke, when you realize it's grace and awe, and realize that we don't have time to be playing around. These are people's lives. These are people's souls. And when you know what you know, and you walk around with the big head and that ego that you were supposed to burn a long time ago, if you know what you know in our culture, my question becomes, what a love at, y'all? Where's the love? Because love is truth and truth is love. So, where are the people that know it's time for y'all to stand in the truth like no other? Because our master teacher has saved our lives. And I know he knows that's right. I love you. And it's time for us to spread that love like no other. And be who you are on the inside. And if you don't know who that is, that's the reason why you're here. Go ahead and figure that out. Go ahead and strip it all away. Everything that's not you. And you will begin to see true you, who you are. It starts there. And once you get fed what the Most High wanted you to have, that right knowledge, that missing link to it all, being well fed, the cup overflow, man, oh man, you'll begin to see the paradise open in your life. And you begin to want to spread that more to the world and let people know the good news. Because the truth, family, is love. And it's here right now. So, get ready. And it's ready or not really. But, again, it's for the ones that's ready. Because people can try to run all day. The truth always remains. All right now. So, I'm going to leave it at that for now. Again, family, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. On that note, though, know that you are loved beyond this world and in it. Begin to spread that love one to another. Be the peace that you seek. Release our master teacher, Dr. Malachi Zierk L. Peace, salam, hashug, divine love, family, and okay. Wadu. And it's all